With the advent of Tony Hawk's 3 plus 4 coming out basically in a few months at this point, the fact that Tony Hawk is talking about Thug at least gives us a little bit of something to look forward to. Fingers crossed that something actually comes of it, because sometimes Tony Hawk says something and it might happen, it might not, it really depends. But for those of you guys that don't know, outside of Tony Hawk Pro Skater, the next best series of Tony Hawk games, if not, some people consider this to be actually better than the Pro Skater games, is Tony Hawk's Underground, or as it's known in sort of like, I guess, the skating vernacular, as Thug. Thug had only had 2 games released for it. Well, technically there's a few more here and there if you want to include the Xbox versions of Thug 2 and Thug 2 Plus and things like that on PSP, but Thug was actually really good. It's a really fun game, and yeah, it's more sort of story oriented or story focused, and the thing is that it was still a good time even if the story wasn't the best, and that's kind of the thing, is it was always really fun. The locations were great when you're skateboarding in them, because I feel like Thug also increased the quality of the skate parks overall compared to, like, say, the original few Pro Skater titles. But yeah, so to see a Thug remaster would be, or a Thug remake would be absolutely incredible. These games are absolutely lost to time, and I feel like, you know, people should bring them back. And I mean, there are a lot of old skateboarding games that have been lost to time. I'm looking at things like Disney Skate Adventure, for example, and a bunch of games from the Activision O2 range that maybe don't deserve some time back, but some that do, like SSX, for example, or SSX Tricky to be more precise. Like, there are a lot of really good games that have been lost to time and unfortunately may never see the light of day ever again, unless, you know, companies look to do remasters, or, depending on you, the person, go down the path of emulation, as I have been. So, with that being said, let's talk about it. So, Tony Hawk said that he will campaign all he can for a remake of Tony Hawk's Underground series. And yeah, this was basically the game after Tony Hawk Pro Skater 4, basically, on the PS2. And I'm pretty sure it did come out on Xbox, but under a different name. Okay, I didn't realize it actually came out in 2003, but yeah. So, moving away from arcade style gold and in favor of a story, that's basically, I guess, kind of what I said earlier. But yeah, speaking at a preview event, Tony Hawk was asked about the potential of remakes for the games beyond the original 4 Tony Hawk Pro Skater games. I've always had aspirations, Hawk said, told Screen Rant. It's not up to me generally. I'll campaign all I can, but I'm working on with a much bigger company that's a lot smarter than me. So, Tony Hawk is currently working on something with a much larger company, so who knows what that could be. That really depends. And I'm pretty sure it's not gaming related, but hey, it's still worth talking about anyways. Hawk went on to say that an Underground remaster hadn't been discussed internally, and that the success of Tony Hawk 3 plus 4 could be a deciding factor in bringing back future games. And that's, I guess, kind of why I wanted to get 3 plus 4, is because I'm hoping that 3 plus 4 was only brought back because 1 plus 2 did really well. And so I'm hoping that if 3 plus 4 does really well, that they move on to like a Thug 1 plus 2, or look to bring back other games like Proving Grounds. Maybe not a Project 8, but other games along that lineage like Downhill Jam and stuff like that. Like, there's a lot of games that they could bring back, and of course they could combine all of the all of the skate parks from you know, like for Thug 1 plus 2, for example, they could get like everything from Thug on PSP and Thug on Xbox, for example. Though the additional tracks, I should say, added to Thug on Xbox, I think it was called Thug X2, I can't remember, but yeah, they weren't particularly good, but still, it's worth, like, if you're going to release a remaster, might as well have all the content there, you know what I mean? But yeah. Yeah, so Tony Hawk's Underground 2, released in 2004, proved to be a significant challenge to remake due to heavy reliance on licensed characters and celebrity cameos. The game saw Team Tony Hawk versus Team Bam Margera, traveling the world pulling off Jackass-style stunts. One major obstacle remaking Tony Hawk's Underground series has been avoided. However, as it was announced this weekend that Bam Margera, after months of speculation, will appear in Tony Hawk's 3+4. So for those of you guys that don't know, Bam Margera is part of the Jackass crew, and he's been through a lot of controversy and stuff like that. I don't know the details surrounding that, but basically for that reason, people were wondering, is he actually going to make a return in 3+4? And sure enough, he is going to be coming back in 3+4. So yeah, there's a lot, I feel like, going around this area, whether it be the fact that, hey, if 3+4 does well, does that technically mean we'll get a Thug 1+2? But if we do get a Thug 1+2, will we get stuff from Thug PSP and Thug on Xbox, specifically Thug X2, because that had original I was going to say courses again, original skate parks on there as well. But above all else, will they be able to make those celebrity cameos come back? What other possible things are there that could really stop them from being able to make the game all over again? Because people, again, like I said, people love Thug more than they love Pro Skater. So Thug 1, Thug 2 coming back would be huge for Tony Hawk, even bigger than bringing back 1+2 and it being good. But the thing is that 1+2 coming back, it being good, and also 3+4 coming back and it feeling just right, at least can tell us that, hey, Thug 1 and 2 can be done. It's just not a matter of if the studio can do it or not. Because for the longest time, that's been the biggest problem. Can these studios actually do the Tony Hawk games justice by making them feel right? But yeah, Bam Margera, known as Jackass as Viva La Bam, Tony Hawk series seemingly missing. This is just explaining Bam Margera. Yeah. Tony Hawk himself alleged demanded his inclusion. And yeah, Deluxe, digital deluxe and collector's editions of the game will offer 3 days early access starting 8 July. So basically so it's May now, May, June, July. Yeah, it's a couple months away actually. Not even a few months, just a couple months. That's crazy. Just how much time flies by, and it just kind of hits you like a rock. But yeah, so with all that being said, however, let me know what you guys think about all of this in the comment below. I really do hope that we get to see a Thug 1 and 2. Again, like I said, that's kind of what my hope is with getting 3+4 so early and buying the collector's edition with the skateboard. But of course, I love the look of the skateboard regardless, so I feel like that's kind of cool as well. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about all of this. Like the video if you liked it, subscribe to the channel. I'm aiming for 500 subs by the end of the year. With all that being said, I do upload every day, so I'll see you guys tomorrow.